Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogi Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as I like to call it. Hope everybody's having a good night, good week so far. It's this Christmas week. It's going to fly by quick. How's everybody doing in chat? Good to see everybody here. The tall ones, what's up, man? Mr. Lee, good to see you. Hey, Christina. Kathy, how are you? Hey, Rex. Gary Spikes Sr. What's up, Gary? Who else we got here? Emma, how are you, hon? We got a few more. I think I said hi to Kathy. Nona Boss. Nona, that's Italian. Grandmother. Something like that. He's probably going to be fashionably late. No, actually, I was right on time. Who else is here? Well, I'm sure more will roll in, and I will be saying hi to them in the near future. Papa Craig, what's up, man? Sharon Guy. All right. I am way behind. Stevie B. What's up, Stevie? Miss T, how are you? Great to see you. Good day, Mark. How are you, man? Tight lines to you as well. Although it's been a while since I wet a line. Haven't been fishing in a while. But I'll get out there soon. I'm actually looking forward to going fishing in Arizona again. Hey, B. Lynn. Haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you again. Hey, Judy. Yancy Scott, what's up? Murray, how are you? Hey, Donald. So, yeah, guys, nothing new's going on. Trying to think what I was going to talk about. There's something I saw recently. I was going to say, hey, did you check out? Forgot what it was. It was somebody's show. Who did I just watch? I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember. So it is a normal, same old, same old. Anybody wants to come on? Oh, right on, B. I'm glad you watch them. If anybody wants to come on tonight, I post the link in the chat. Click on the link. Just follow the directions if you've never done it before. And just when you come on, make sure that YouTube is not playing in the background, so you're just on StreamYard, so we don't get that nasty feedback, because it does get annoying. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Sawdust Beast. Great to see you, man. MPW, what's happening? Hey, Mark, why don't you come on and say hi, man? Link's there in chat. I'll post it again. It's been a while since we've talked. Who else is in here? Patty Troy, hello. Aaron Billings, what's up? I think that's about it. So, I don't see Jeff here yet. Jeff had a good show over on Pine Island Research last night. He was with Doug Hychek. They had a good conversation, but then it got kind of lost when they were talking about e-bikes for an hour. But it was cool. It was a cool show. Oh, no worries, Mark. Mark said he'll be on the phone a while. Brown Dwarf, what's up, brother? Who did I? Oh, JCL. What's up, man? You put anything new out recently? It's a row of cryptids. Kia ora, brother. How are you? What else? So Mark, since you're on the phone, you can still chat. So question time. You guys are getting a lot of responses for the eat and greet, huh? That's cool, man. And that's in March 11th, somewhere around there. I'm not sure where I'll be, but I'd love to get back here and check it out. Um, we'll see what happens. January, February, March, maybe. That would be awesome. March 10th through the 13th. Right on. And I like that it's more of a just a hangout. You know, it's not a, what do you call it?
Expedition.
Yeah, it's not an expedition. Thank you, Stevie. It's just nothing planned. Just go chill, meet a bunch of great people. If you've never been to one and you're going, you're in for an amazing time. Right on. Mark says, would love to share a campfire with you again. Actually, we just shared a campfire ring. We never really had a fire. I think our campfire ring was more of a trash disposal. But I did have a fire the last time I was there, so I made up for it. Donald wants to show up with his Tesla coil. Could you imagine a Bigfoot around a Tesla coil? That'd look pretty funny. Short Island Smallfoot. What's up, Paulie? Jimmy boy, what's up? Isaac, how are you, man? Great to see you again. So yeah, let me make sure. I'm just gonna keep spamming my own chat with the link until somebody hits it by accident. What else is going on? There was a show I was watching and I can't remember what it. Oh no, it was Jeff's show. That's what it was. Donald said he's going to open up the portal with the Tesla coil. Well, I'm glad you made it too, Nona. Excuse me. But I was on time. It's just every time I go into before I go live, if I click on the enter studio, it opens up chat so you guys can come hang out there. And I guess it's confusing because I'm not there. So, who else? Sandra Piper. How are you, Sandra? So, what did we do? Oh yeah, Stevie got behind the wheel today. Yeah, just to get a feel of the pedals. Baby steps, but it was time. How'd you feel?
Scared.
Scared. Yeah. Nah, you'll get the hang of that in no time. So that was cool. Yeah, I just like let her do her thing. Long Island Bigfoot says, "Good evening, everybody. I'm just laying down on daddy duty. Come on, talk shit with the monster." Right on, dude. Who else is here? Oh yeah, that's what I was just looking at. You quoted Bigfoot Michigan Rob. That's cool. Danny Stanton, what's happening? Kelly, good to see you. Maltby, is that how you pronounce it? Maltby. I hear that and I think of Australia. I don't know why. It's weird. Where are you from? Roku, what's happening? Been a while. Holy Prussian rat farts. I've missed you people. Heard they got big rats over there. No idea. Yeah, I'd love to sit here and talk about other people's shows, but I haven't watched them. I don't. It just lately, the past 2 months, haven't been watching crap. I've missed some good ones, unfortunately, and I haven't even gone back and watched reruns. I'm just too much on on my plate. And it's funny because my earbuds haven't been working, so I don't even otherwise I wouldn't be able to hear it. It used to be every night I'd go to bed with something playing. Now we just have the TV on in the background. Parkway, how are you? So yeah, guys, the link is in chat for anybody who just came in. If you want to pop on the show, you want to come say hi, just hang out and bullshit, click on the link, follow the directions, and it'll give you an opportunity to check your mic and your camera. Also, if you want to come on and you don't want to be on camera, you can turn off the camera. If you look at the bottom when you were there, it'll say stop cam. Just click on that and you don't have to show your face. Some people, don't like doing that. What's happening, Yancy?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Ben.
Good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, man.
I haven't spent much time on YouTube in last December, so I just thought I got some time. I'm gonna check and see how everybody's doing.
Right on. Yeah, I haven't been spending much time. The most time I spend on it is when I'm on it.
Are you back to Arizona yet?
No, man. I'm still in Florida.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow. Still helping out Miss Stevie B?
I am.
How's she doing?
Good. Hey, Murray.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All right. She's doing good, man.
Good.
Fucking making amazing progress. It's just for someone who has had prosthetics for as short of a period of time that she has,
Yeah.
and hasn't done really official physical therapy yet. She's like she's months ahead of everybody, in the same position. She's just amazing. It's incredible. She's walking around without assistance, no cane, no walker, no nothing. She's walking.
Well, she's rolling with you, brother. You're probably all the physical therapy she needs. You keeping her hopping and moving. That's good.
Whoops.
Everybody needs a friend like you, Mog. That's good, buddy. I appreciate it. I
Trying
think
to burn myself.
Yeah, she's it's just amazing. And I said earlier, yeah, today I was like, hey, have you sat in this side yet with your legs? And she's like, no. I said, well, why don't we switch? Because it was raining out and you can't smoke in the hotel. So we smoked out in the car.
Oh,
And,
I stepped out for a minute. Did you? I got a phone call. Did she go driving with you?
what was that?
Was she driving?
No, we
Oh,
just sat in the parking lot. I wanted her to get, the feel for the pedals. And so we started it and I said, just watch your RPMs and, work the gas that way. Say you want to hold it at 3,000 RPMs, just, work, do little goals and get control so you can feel the pressures. And I walked away and let her have her fun and, just so she gets used to it. And she said she put it in gear and, backed up and moved forward again, but she didn't drive.
you want to have a good time? Have her throw that son of a bitch and drive, and let's go for it.
Yeah, I want to take her. There's a lot of what do you call it? Parking lots around here, so she knows how to drive. It's just gotta
Yeah,
get that feeling back, and she's only got to master one foot for it,
right. Oh, that's great. Good. Well, Merry Christmas, all you guys.
Yeah, you too. Merry Christmas.
What's going on with you, Mr. Murray?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Yeah, you
Not
heard
even
that
Christmas shopping
feedback.
done. What?
No, I saw you. I heard a feedback, and then when you muted your mic, it stopped.
Yeah, I know it's iPhone problems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm just wondering if anybody's been watching that Vault of Nightmares on YouTube.
I don't watch it.
Oh, well, he's got some activity in his backyard. He was out a couple of nights ago running around with a shotgun, and he didn't have his date and timestamp. He's got a camera on his belt, just on his back. Anyway, was it last night or the night before? They were reviewing some of his video, and they thought something come running behind him between a tent and where he was at in the wood line. Anyway, everybody's freaking out and going on and on. Finally, somebody went back and synced the video, and it was a branch of a tree. So anyway, they debunked it though.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Because somebody would have.
Yeah, and he's been having some problems with somebody else. I'm not going to mention any names, but oh well, things happen.
I don't.
No, not saying a word.
I've had him on. I had him on he came on as on the panel once.
Did he?
Seemed like a nice guy, but I just don't have time. I haven't been watching anybody, like I said.
Yeah. Well, you're busy teaching Stevie how to drive.
Encouraging her, and I don't have to teach her.
Well, encouragement's good too. So what's happening in Utah, Yancey? Is that where you're from?
Yeah, Utah. Yep. It's cold, snowing. We got snow on the ground. It's been really cold lately, but it's been. I've just been playing November. From now, I got an elk to go shoot still, so I've just been doing some hunting and then just a lot of. Got a cow elk tag still left. Trying to do some. There she is.
Yeah,
Hi.
Stevie.
What's up, Stevie?
God,
I gotta turn my volume up. Hi guys.
You look good,
I
Miss
figured y'all were talking about me. I'll come say hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. I can hear you fine.
Okay. No, something's wrong with my volume. I think it's probably from when I dropped my phone today.
Yeah.
Again.
Hi, Yancy. Hi, Murray.
Hello.
Heard you driving or trying not driving, but working the pedals.
I gotta step out. I can't hear. I'm gonna put my earbuds on. I'll come back.
Okay.
All right. She's outside. I didn't kick her out or anything. She just went out to have a cigarette.
So yeah, what was I telling you? Yeah, Utah. It's cold right now. We're in winter. We need some snow though. I mean, Moggs, you're heading back to Phoenix, and you're familiar with Lake Powell, and I got some friends that got a place down there. I mean, oh man, we need the water bad. We're gonna be in a big time drought if we don't get some water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that the river's down and all the, what is it? Powell.
Lake Powell, yeah.
Yeah, is it just down to a river, or is there still water in it?
No, there's a lot of water in it. I mean, it's huge. It's got, what did somebody tell me? It's got like 3,000 miles of shoreline if you go all the way around it. But it's down 100, it's down 150, 200 feet. I mean, you know, it's crazy. We try and get down there a couple times a year, but oh, there she is.
Yeah, that's a lot of, that's low. 150 feet. Damn.
Yeah, Lake Mead's way down too.
Yeah, Lake Mead. Where are you, Murray?
I'm in southern Alberta. I'm about an hour drive from the Montana border.
Oh, I've been up in that area. Which city, like in particular? Like I've been up to Provost. I've hunted all the way up through there up to Edmonton.
Yeah, between Lethbridge and Medicine Hat.
Oh, I've been in Lethbridge. I've been in Lethbridge quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably got lots of relatives up here.
I don't have any relatives up that way. We just would go up there years ago, and we drive from Utah. It's a 24-hour drive to get straight to a little town called what is it? Provost? Something like that.
Provost, probably. Yeah, that's north of me, I think.
Right on the Saskatchewan, Alberta-Saskatchewan border.
Yeah.
And then I've made a lot of friends up in Canada, though. You guys are amazing up there.
Well, we'd like to think so.
Yeah. So welcoming. I mean, the first trip I went up there was right after 9/11, and then went for about 10 years straight every year. And I made some really good friends up in Canada.
Yeah, some hunters dropped by the farm one time. I can't remember where they were from. I think they're from Idaho. And they wanted to know if they could do some deer hunting. I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. Just take into consideration the neighbors. Don't shoot at the houses. Oh, yeah, no problem. He says, boy, you guys are really nice up here.
You won't get that in the States. Yeah.
Get off my property.
Yeah. It was amazing. Almost everywhere we went, they were very welcoming. One guy brought us in and had steaks ready for us to go afterwards. And we sent them the same courtesy invite if they ever made it down to the States. But everywhere we went, it was incredible 10 years. I haven't been up there for about 8 or 9, but it was 10 years straight. It was great.
I have a lot of friends now, through YouTube from Canada, and they are amazing. An amazing group of people up there.
For sure.
Speaking of Cryptids Canada, what's up, Leslie? How are you?
Leslie.
So what's up, Steve?
Sitting out in the courtyard. It's actually nice. It stopped raining. Yeah, it's not as cold. No, now that it's not raining.
Hey, Megawatt says, Steve, you got a haircut.
Yeah, I did. I had to cut it off. All the chemicals and stuff I'm guessing from when I was in the hospital, the treatments I got, my hair was just coming out in clumps. I mean, it was kind of freaky for a minute, so I just kind of went with it. It's growing back now a little bit.
Last time I cut mine, it never grew back, Stevie.
Don't say that. You're scaring me.
Oh
no. There you go, Murray. I feel like I'm part of the club.
That's why I wear a hat all the time, so I don't get sunburned.
Well, that's why I was wearing hats all the time, too, because it was really bad, especially in the front and the top. It looked like I was going bald for a minute. My hairdresser had told me that probably a good idea, just to let it all one even length and let it come back. I didn't go completely. It went down low, and it's coming back pretty good. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I got a little stubble.
It'll take a long time, but it'll all come back.
Yeah, it feels great. What's up?
Monks doesn't know what it feels like.
No, it's been a while. Hold on. Let me rub my ass.
Lord.
Let me do a double take here. Here we go.
Rub that, Jenny. There you go.
No, it feels good. It does. I love it. I get up in the morning and just kind of fluff and go. That's it.
It's easy, huh?
So, yeah, real easy.
I had a
Definitely.
beard last year, and that was more work than having hair.
Oh, beard.
Yeah,
Yeah, big beard. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's just easier to keep it trimmed down and keep it at a number 7 and roll with it.
I've never had a full beard.
Go for it. Just let it
No,
go.
it'll be all white.
I know. Mine was. I got called
well,
Santa
it
Claus.
kind of already is.
Yeah, but if I go, I'm shit. I take this off. I take 10 years off. You know, but if I put more on, I add more on.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah.
Damien, how's it going?
Anything fun going on? Like, when are you guys planning on? Is Stevie B heading back to Arizona with you?
Oh no. I've been in Florida for 20 years. I've been on my job for 17, almost 17. So I'm just hanging around for my pension now. A couple more years. Yeah, a couple more years.
Then you'll be done. You can go do whatever you want, right?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Well
can't wait for
deserved.
that day to come.
Yeah, it'll come quick.
Yeah.
Not soon enough, but a couple years.
My
That's
goal
all.
is by 60. Be done.
Mr. DeVere, good to see you.
I wish I could see chat. I can't see it.
Oh no.
I can't see it either.
Not on my phone. No.
Can you?
That's
get
why I
it?
get.
StreamYard? Oh,
I
I will
just-
highlight anything that's directed to you.
Well, thank you. No, that's why I don't like using the phone when I come on, but I don't want to. I know it says chat on the bottom, but what is that? Is that? Oh. Judy Wheeler, love you too. I can't wait to meet you.
Oh, thanks, Judy. I didn't get that. Neither did Murray. Jeez.
I just got a haircut today.
You
You should be able to see chat, Stevie, but you can't comment. So
No, I don't even see it at all.
does it give you
Get it to work
comments?
Well, the last time, no, it says chat, but I think that's the
here.
StreamYard chat.
Oh, there you go. There's
There's
got comments.
private chat.
Yeah, I don't see the regular.
I can see chat now.
I'm afraid to touch anything or else I'll go away.
It's not like you can't come back.
Well, I know, but
Has anybody got Mr. Lee on here yet?
Nope.
Oh,
Come
Big
on,
fan now. What's up?
Merry Christmas, Mr.
that
Lee.
would be a hell of a Christmas present, I swear.
I'm telling you, for everybody.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Even if we can, you know what? Let's warm him up. Let's make him go on there. I'm a loud talker because I'm after that, but let's have him go on there. He doesn't have to show his face right off the bat. Can't you do that to where he can just be?
Right.
Yeah,
All you gotta do is click off the camera.
Come on, use your mic.
He could go on like this.
Yeah, see? Just like that.
No, just like that. And
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't even know what picture that is.
Let's hear that beautiful accent. Let's hear that beautiful accent, Mr. Lee.
Right. That would be the best gift ever for Christmas, for
think
sure.
about it, Mr. Lee, and come on.
He probably shut the internet down.
The numbers would skyrocket.
Right.
Yeah.
No one would ever believe it.
Yeah,
for
build
sure.
a show around that. Build a show around Mr. Lee's tonight's guest. See what you get, right?
Somebody, I think it was probably Paulie, I think, came up, or somebody came in as Mr. Lee at one point, and I got
That was.
because I look at the name, I don't look at the face. You know, I automatically look down at the name. It said Mr. Lee, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! And I click out of here. Paulie.
Oh.
Anything fun in the Bigfoot world? Has anybody been out doing any of that stuff? Murray, you got Bigfoot? You been out? You up there looking at them?
Well, I'm in between Waterton Lakes National Park and Cypress Hills, and there's been sightings, but not for quite a while, I don't think. I was thinking about going out to Cypress Hills and driving around, just check it out, but no, I haven't seen anything.
We call them.
Number.
I don't know if it's the right name for them, but as we were driving all the way up from we go through Sweetgrass, when we go
Yep.
through, and then head on up, and lots of rolling hills. We never actually hit like mountains, but there's tons of. Do you guys call them shelter belts? What do you call them up there?
Yeah, shelter belts around farmyards up here. Yeah. Yeah, this is bald ass prairie up here in southern Alberta. There's no trees at all, except for what people have planted and what grows along the Old Man River and South Saskatchewan. So
All those, just those riparian areas. That's it along the rivers.
yeah.
And besides, like what people
cutwood trees and what have you, but yeah.
Yeah, they're full of like I've never seen so many coyotes, big mule deer, whitetail. I mean, I was up there just drooling every time I go up. I'm just like, you got to go 7,000, 8,000 feet up here to see. I mean, some of the whitetail I've seen are just unbelievable.
Yeah, they grow pretty big up here.
I mean, they make the mule deer look crazy. It's just
yeah.
BF Bud, what's happening? Daniel Lundy, good to see you.
You can buy a general tag for whitetail, but mule deer is on a draw. So unless you're a real keen hunter, I haven't drawn for anything or participated in a draw for quite a few years. I put in for antelope one time and I got drawn, but I hadn't paid for it, so I couldn't get the tag.
Oh no.
Yeah, so. But antelope.
That's one thing I've never done. I've never
yeah.
Never had the opportunity. Not saying I wouldn't. I just never have had the opportunity to.
Well, I grew up hunting, and I stopped hunting at an early age, though. Like I stopped around 23 because my dad moved away. He moved from Jersey to Arizona. So I lost my hunting partner. So I kind of just gave it up.
Yeah.
I used to hang out. I used to hang out in the woods all the time as a kid. I mean, I practically lived in the woods. I mean, I was always running around barefoot in the woods, just hanging out. But never. I mean, I've known guys that I grew up with that hunted, but was never given the opportunity. Didn't quite know how I would feel about it, but I think it'd be cool. I'm not opposed to carrying weapons for sure. I mean, no doubt. I mean, just never hunted for anything.
Every year I get, I love, like, I got a nice spotting scope and I got one of those foam scopes that go on there that I can hook my camera on. So it's like an extended.
Right.
I've looked for the Bigfoot. I use that thing. I mean, I can see the top of mountains from my place here to 10,000 feet down in the valley. But, I'm not that mad at them anymore. It's almost like you wish you could go and catch and release, but elk meat is something we really enjoy. And my kids, yeah. I love the opportunity with my kids to get them outdoors, and they love it. And I don't force them to go. I've always made it, whatever they want to get into, I get into with them. So, if they want to go golf or they want to go bowling or they want to go hunt, whatever, I'll chase their passions with them. And I've been lucky enough that a couple of my kids really love it and a couple of them don't. So we're big into fishing, Mogs, like fly fishing, any type of fishing, really. Ice fishing, that's fun. All of it's fun. Just being outside.
I never got into fly fishing, but it seems like I would get addicted to it if I did. So I'm just kind of staying away from it.
Well, you ever want to come to Utah? We got a couple Blue River streams right here. I'll put you up.
Oh, yeah.
And they consider them Blue River class, but I can go 20 minutes from the house and put a couple flies that I know they'll always eat. And we'll usually go catch 5 to 10 trout just right there. You keep it simple. My kids do it. And if you keep it simple, you don't have to be casting all the time. You have to do anything.
Oh, no. But that's the way I fish in general. It's simple.
Simple.
Small hook, split shot. If I'm doing rivers, I use a lot of night crawlers or natural baits. But just you see some of these people throw out like tons of shit at fish. It's like you have too much stuff there.
You're feeding the fish like I used to do. I've fished all my life and never caught
Never
crap.
caught anything.
No. Well, I mean, to my defense, I was baiting my girls' lines the whole time. And by the time I finished with one, the next one just finished feeding the fish. So I'd bait the next one. I'd never get a chance really to cast that much. So, no, never really caught much. But it's fun. I love it. I love being out around the water for sure.
Yeah, anything to get me outside with the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, keep them off the games. And I let them game it up all they want. But I'm like, you guys
When it's time to go, it's time to go.
And they're more excited to do it. I think they get bored just doing that, you know?
Yeah, so we would go hiking. I would take my girls hiking. We've gone all over the country, just get out and drive and see where we end up and hit a trail. We've done sections of the Appalachian Trail. And it's funny what you said, Yancey, because I have 4 girls and 2 of them love the outdoors. Absolutely love it. The other 2 can't stand it. But they would go with us, you know, for the experience. So we've taken them all over the place. But yeah, 2 of them can't stand being outside, which is funny because we were outside all the time.
Yeah.
You ruined them.
Yeah.
I'm outside right now. No, I said 1 out of 4 ain't too bad.
No. Well, you guys ever make it through this way? I got an open ticket for you guys. Come and stay, fish, and do whatever you want. Go shoot. I've been getting into the shooting sports a little bit lately. I've done the dog training thing, and I've done the hunting thing and the fly fishing thing. Now I'm like a little bit bored. So then I'm building a rifle to where I can start shooting long distances. That's kind of what I'm going after now, and that's addicting. Holy crap!
Oh yeah.
I got my 12-year-old girl. She just turned 13, but she's hitting a plate at 1,000 yards. It's 12 inches at 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards?
1,000 yards.
What caliber?
6.5 pre-born.
Oh.
Yeah, I built the gun.
How old is she?
She's 13, and I got my.
Excuse me.
Well, they just turned. Oh God, they just had a birthday, so they're a little bit older than that. But yeah, we've been shooting a lot, and that's fun. It's hard with the ammo right now, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch? Did you ever watch X-Ring on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Matter of fact, X-Ring, I've been looking at. That guy builds some amazing rifle stocks.
Yeah.
That's the same guy.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like $1,500 for just a stock.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. I'm just hunting. I'm just using.
For what?
Well, so when you're building these guns, like I just use Browning X-Bolt guns, and then I put good optics on them, and I put a nice bipod on them. And you know, if you build a gun, you can be $6,000-$7,000 in just one gun, and I'm just or more.
I spent over $10,000.
Now, do you have these stocks built, or are you smithing them yourself?
No. So what they do is they actually will send them to you built based on what you want to do. So they got a couple classes, like an F-class shoot is 1,000 yards. Then they got shooting that it's called ELR, which is extreme long range, which is anywhere from 800 yards to, they got a 2-mile shoot called King of the 2 Mile. And they're even going for 3 miles, and they're hitting these targets. And then they've got,
that's incredible.
I know. Then they've got and the other one I'm looking into. This is more up my style, but it's called PRS shooting, precision rifle shooting. And so you go to a stage, and they'll have 3 targets or 2 targets set up there, and so you'll range find them. They'll be at 400 yards, 600 yards, 800 yards. Well, you got to hit one before you can move to the next one, and they're all timed. And so they're running a lot of those in Arizona, Utah, Nevada. They got a pretty good Idaho. They got a pretty good series around here that I'm looking at. But
That just sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekends. It is too. I mean, the guns now, you just dial the yardage on the top of my gun, or you dial the mils, but it says in the rangefinder. And you get in a prone position, steady, you pull the trigger if you got the right load, and there's a lot more into it than that. I don't want to make it
windage and all that.
Oh yeah. Breathing, everything.
Breathing,
Yep.
wind, the trigger. I mean,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I found I was a good shot when I went in the army. I didn't know. They put a weapon in my hand, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can do this." And I've been hooked ever since.
yeah, my guns. My wife loves trap shooting, loves handguns, but it's getting her out, right? And my daughter, she's like,
Yeah.
"Dad, are we going hunting this weekend?" I'm like, "That's cool."
That's cool.
So Stevie and another female soldier were on the range one day, each shooting 50 caliber, guns,
Uh-huh.
and they shot tracer. They were each shooting tracer rounds, and they fired at the same exact time, and those rounds hit each other downrange. So where the spotters stopped everything and was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
How
They're
cool!
yelling back to the commander, and everybody just freaked out. The girl that was in the foxhole to the left of me, her name's Becky. She's real tiny, probably 5'2". So when they found that I was a good shot, to taunt me, they're like, "Okay, well, here's a 50 caliber. You're responsible for it." So I had to tote that damn thing everywhere. I can't carry that. I mean, it took three of us to lift the bag. So we decided that the easy way out of it was just to leave it at the range and go at night for target practice. And that one particular night, they offered us tracers. I'd never shot tracers. I'd never even seen them before. I was probably 18 years old, barely 19 maybe. So I hop in my foxhole. She's to the left of me in hers, and we're waiting for the range to tell us go. Give us the go.
Make it hot.
We both popped off around one at a time. They wanted us to. They were trying to teach us the control of the 50 caliber, so you know how it pops off.
Mm-hmm.
So I let my round out. She let hers out, and then when they gave us open fire, we both just the first squeeze of the trigger. I mean, boom! It got about I want to say about to the 300-yard. And they both connected at the exact same moment and just sparked like this little ball of red, orange. I mean, you almost seen a little blue in the middle. It was wicked. I'll never see anything like that again. I'll never do anything like that again. It was just wild. You could hear the guy in the tower. He's yelling to the commander, and everybody's shutting it down. They just couldn't believe it. And of course, back then nobody's got it on camera. There's no cell phones, none of that. So. It's only a story I can tell. That it was a hell of an experience. It was pretty wild.
We got to get you a plaque made that says "I Robin Hooded a 50 cal."
Right.
You did. You Robin Hooded a 50 cal.
I know. I've heard that before. I've heard that actually. It's funny. It was pretty wild. Definitely a memory. First time I shot a 50 caliber, pretty much.
Man, that's a fun gun to shoot, though. I'm glad they're heavy.
Oh yeah.
When that thing goes off, well, just
Look,
pure blast alone, right?
as little as Becky was, as soon as she's letting loose, she's over there riding it in the foxhole. Feet are off the ground. You can see her head popping up.
Murray just bounced.
Sorry, Murray.
No, I kept having to mute his because he was getting that feedback. It sounds like he's typing. It's just that so I kept muting him, but I was watching him in case his lips moved. I was going to unmute him.
Well, yeah, I muted my mic. I thought for a second maybe it was me because I'm outside and it is kind of windy. But yeah, I figured that wasn't me.
Do you get any type of I'm going to show you this. I don't want to have you get any strikes. I don't know if you're allowed to.
50, it's a 50.
Nah,
No, so this is a good
No.
one. Let's see if I can get it there. So if you look at my hand, that thing's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And this is called a 300 PRC. Hornady just came out with it, but it's shooting a 220 grain bullet, which is big.
That's a lot of grain.
It flies through the air and it bucks the wind, and so that's what I'm trying to get that gun, work some loads up so that I can shoot that one. I'm going to go for 1,500 yards with that one, but it's going to take me a lot of practice. I need to go to a school. There's so much I need to learn. It's not even fun.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I got the
practice is the fun part. If you can get your hands on enough rounds, those are pretty big, though.
Yeah.
I like just like going out with like a Ruger 1022 and
Love 'em.
shooting clay pigeons at 100 yards. You know, just setting clay pigeons up anywhere.
Well, so that's the thing, Mugs. Like, if that's what you want to do in these things, they do have a 22 class. So
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys are building 22s, and then they're exactly doing that. They're doing like putting it, like they'll set them at 200 yards and 400 yards, and they figure out the actual dope to make you hit those. And that's a sport. Like, I could get my kids in, and I have to spend, $300 a weekend in just ammo. That's something you can go do, but that's even I've had interest in that because of those little. I mean, they look just like a regular rifle, but they're 22 caliber, and you're shooting target bullets.
Mhm.
They do that.
Excuse me.
Yeah. My buddy had a silenced 22 with a suppressor on it. Oh, those are so.
Oh wow.
They're so cool. I mean, because you just hear the.
Yeah,
And then
like an air gun almost.
Oh yeah, it's like a pellet gun.
Yeah.
Crazy. Enough about guns.
Yeah, we're done on those. Don't want to piss anybody off.
Yeah.
Derek McManus, how's it going?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. 380. That's 40. Awesome.
Who else is in here?
So
So
what's
yeah,
the
guys,
weather?
I'm gonna put the link in chat again. Oop, not that one.
What were you getting ready to say, Hanson?
Oh, how's the weather where you guys are? Is it raining?
Right now, it's been rainy and cold today and yesterday. Just kind of rainy off and on. That lingering.
Don't even.
Drizzly.
You're saying the word "cold" to the wrong person.
No, it's cold to me. It's Florida cold.
Oh, no, I get it. Now, you get acclimated somewhere, you can get cold quick.
Yeah, I've been here 20 years and my blood is so thinned out. Anything below 60 degrees and I'm shivering. I hate it. I hate it. But what can you do?
Well, it's funny because here it's more of a dry cold. Where you guys are, you still have that humidity. So I mean, that's a different kind of cold. You know what I mean?
Not today. Not since yesterday. That humidity's been gone. It's been chilly and drizzly and dreary.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I actually had to put shoes on, my boots on. I'm always running around in flip flops.
Yeah. There's Derek.
How are you, Derek?
Hi guys, Yancy, Stevie, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Derek.
Sweetheart.
What's that?
I say you're looking good. Have you lost weight?
Oh, probably. I don't know how, but yeah, probably. I said that this morning. I feel like I have. It's weird because since I've been walking, you'd think I'm building up the muscles in my legs, and I look at my legs and they're skinny as hell. I'm like, it almost looks like they got skinnier. It almost looks like they got skinnier. I don't know.
I'm trying to balance this damn thing. All right, no, that's better there. I know, no, it's good to see you. I haven't spoken to you for ages.
Yeah, I know. Good to see you. What time is it there? It's got to be morning already, I'm sure.
4:45 in the morning.
4.
I was snoozing on the sofa, but Mog started off early. I thought he was going to start off at 4 o'clock our time, but he must have started at 3. No, it's shortest day, 21st, shortest day of the year.
Yeah.
So it was solstice or whatever you want to call it. It was dark here at 4:30, and I mean pitch dark, 4:30.
Oh wow! Yeah,
I
sure.
was
Yeah, but
sitting
now you
in
got to
the
figure
base
that
station.
every day from here on out gets longer.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes a day. Well, roughly 2 minutes a day from now on in.
2 minutes.
Because we're on the turn.
Well, that's
Makes
cool.
the difference.
4 o'clock. Man, what's he doing up at 4 in the morning? That's all. That's what you call dedication, right there. That's a dedicated sub, right there. Derek is.
Oh, I get up deliberately, or I stayed up deliberately so I could jump on and talk to you people.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. It's good to see you, Derek.
Yeah.
No, it's always good to be here. I seen Niall in the chat too. I know another good fella. He's just down the road, about 6 hours down the road.
Oh, from
6 hours?
Aye, on the same island. And we get shot down we're supposed to be doing 2 firework displays after Christmas, and with us, the thing we can't talk about has shut one of them down, so we're stuck now for just New Year's Eve.
Oh wow.
No, that's how I make my money, is doing these firework displays, and then whenever they get cancelled, it's not great. Like, but what can you do?
Yeah.
What do you do, Derek?
No, that's what I do. Well, I look after my aged and infirm mother. But my employment, my wages comes in from doing firework displays.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Do them for weddings, and well, we had a good one at Halloween there, and special events. But that's
What is
what we
that?
do. Is
Pyrotechnic? Is that what they call it? What is it actually called?
pyrotechnics. The
Yeah.
best thing is, but as soon as we cross the border, you have to have, obviously you understand about Ireland, north and south. As soon as we cross the border, we have to do special paperwork. And it's not a problem ever getting it, because we apply in advance. But it's literally signed by the minister.
Oh wow.
Really?
There's a because it's basically you're traveling explosives.
Explosives. Yeah.
True.
And the minister signs it, and then they put like a piece of sellotape over it, over the signature, so you can't remove it. So you walk into this hotel or wherever you're doing the fireworks, and you pull this thing out, you say, "We're here to do the fireworks. You have extra permission." But the thing is, they give how can I put it? The police over the border, they call them the Garda Síochána, the guards. They have the right to come and check, and rightly so, that we're doing things professionally. But all the fireworks displays I've ever done, they only come out once. And they took a wee walk around. They walked around the van. They looked in the back of the van to say there was like £2,500 worth of fireworks in the back. They were like, no problem, sir. And away they went.
Damn.
That's cool.
Jeez.
I love fireworks. I gotta tell you, I do a party every year. The crazy thing they do in Utah is they celebrate what they call a Pioneer Day. It's when Utah was settled. And so I'm not LDS or Mormon, so we just use it to throw a big party. So I call it the cul-de-sac of fire. And I have everybody bring I'm like, just bring one big badass firework. And then you invite 50 to 100 people. I said, bring your drink, bring your firework. I'll put on the music. And then when you get a bunch of people there, we got one hell of a show. But I put one in upside down last year, those things that shoot out of the cannon. I had a guy helping me, and he put it in upside down, and oh my hell.
Oh jeez.
I need a professional.
Now the ones we use, they come in boxes. They're pre-prepared boxes, and there's about 240 in each, and you wire them in, you put in a detonator, and connect them into the control box. That's how we do it. And we'll maybe, it's a big display, we'll maybe run 5 of those linked, and then fire them all off. Because whenever I was down last one, October, and it's me and Paul, he doesn't, my friend Paul, and we went to this hotel, and it was a wedding. We had everything set up, and 2 of the buggers failed. And Paul was on the phone to me. He says, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Because I had the control box. He says, "Keep setting them up." I says, "No, I'm setting them up. I'm setting them up. They're not going." But the only thing is, the best thing about a wedding is, the time you do a wedding, they're all that drunk. They don't realize anything
They don't know
on.
what it's supposed to look like.
So the next night, the night after, we're supposed to do one just for Halloween. Do you make them? Yeah, Americans make a big deal of Halloween, don't you? I use dress up and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But they've Halloween now, or nowadays in Ireland, they like to have fireworks. And we have a repeat customer. And Paul says, "Don't worry about it. There's always a spare fuse, built into the box, but you can light it with a lighter." And he says, "We'll take the 2 the ones that didn't go off, and we'll set them off for the, tomorrow night, for the repeat customer, so we can get back next year." I'm letting away my secrets now. So we went and set all these things up. And I was sitting with just a cheap Bicco lighter, sparking up these extra boxes. And I took a runner and looked over. And the place we'd set it up was in the Lupe River. And the town was on the other side. And I looked up, and the big policeman was standing on the other side of the river with his arms crossed like this, just looking at me. And I felt like a child had been caught doing something wrong.
And you wonder what happened to Derek's hair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about Derek's hair. And I started to lose my hair in my early 20s. And then I was married at the time, and I had twin daughters. And we told them, just for badness, for a joke, that they were naughty. They're so naughty that Daddy's hair fell out because he was looking after them. we were no, will you hear this? We were in bed one morning, and you know the way kids are, and we heard them get up and playing, and then they opened the bedroom door and came in, and they walked over and they says, "Daddy, we're very sorry for being so naughty. We made your hair fall out."
Oh,
They probably believe it still to this day.
right.
I probably, and then you just like, what do you say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, whenever they're that innocent.
Poor girls.
God love them. The twins is 23 now.
Oh, really?
One of them's living with a fella in Coleraine, and the other one's working in old folks centre in Portrush.
That's cool.
No, it's crazy, but
Gypsy Road, how's it going? John Hall, good to see you. Hey, Meredith. Sorry, I just got to throw some names out there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Yancy. Long Island Bigfoot said, where did it go? Gunner likes Derek's accent. I'm guessing Gunner is his son.
well, I just can't help the way I talk. Everyone around here talks like this.
Yeah, you know. Go figure.
No, I've been told that before. I love your Irish accent. I'm like, I don't even notice my accent.
Just sounds natural to you, right?
What accent?
Yeah, right?
Mopar Bill, how's it going? No, you're not late. You're right on time for the second hour.
Right.
So what are you doing for Christmas show, Moggs?
Christmas
Thursday?
show? No, my Thursday show. But I won't be. I don't think I'm doing a Christmas show like on Saturday.
No, well, I thought you were doing your Christmas show on Thursday, 23rd.
Well, no, Thursday is. We'll do something.
It'll be the pre-Christmas.
Don't know how Christmassy it'll be.
Pre-Christmas show. God, no, I went out to meet a friend. We went up to Derry and went out for dinner. And let's see, Latin Saturday passed. And we just went around the shops, got a couple of things, went and got our dinner. Then we thought, oh no, it hasn't been, very Christmassy. There's been nobody out. Then we come whenever we come in, it says, look, these tables are reserved. You have to leave by 6 o'clock. We were like, not a problem. Away we went, came out the door, and just practically as soon as we went out of the door of the bar, you were bumping into the girls in the glittery dresses and the high heels and all heading out for their Christmas do. But it was brilliant. And then they went back to Naomi's place, and we started wrapping Christmas presents. And we were sort of halfway through that, and she'd put on the news. And it was in the BBC 24-hour news, the repeat thing. And they were talking about that thing we can't mention. And I said to her, this is depressing. Can we not put on like a decent Christmas movie like Die Hard? And I flicked over to the other channel. What was on? What just started? Die Hard. So I walked down to the office and we got a bottle of wine, sat and wrapped the presents and watched Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Yippee-ki-yay. Mother.
Nobody will say it.
No, well, there's a strong argument, but that says that isn't a Christmas movie. There's no way in God's green earth that, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, for God's sake.
I know, but it's not at Christmas and it's a Christmas theme. I mean, they actually put it in the realm of Christmas movies. It's awesome.
Yeah.
My other Christmas favorite.
Yeah, that was others. Other scary thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Yancy. Go ahead.
No, I would say other Christmas movies like my wife makes me watch every year with her is Love Actually. Have you guys seen that? That's a good one. Just take some time and watch it. It's older, but it's with Hugh Grant and a few other actors and actresses. But it's awesome.
I know the one you're in.
Yeah.
Jesus, what's the name of it?
Chick flick.
Yeah,
It's a little,
it is.
I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm in touch with my feminine side a little bit. It's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
You've been watching the Hallmark Channel, haven't you?
No.
That's all right. Last night I was watching Wizard of Oz. They showed it on TNT or some channel like that. But
I'll tell you what,
I haven't
Mr.
seen it in
Lee,
years.
I'm not singing until you come on.
Oh, there you go.
So you just screwed it for everybody.
Jeez, way to go, Mr. Lee. I haven't heard you sing yet, Moggs. You got a voice. Are you playing? You play the instruments?
No, I just sing.
Right on. I bet you got a killer voice, dude. A little gravelly, rough voice. That sounds good.
You should be singing the Fairy Tale of New York.
He's got that deep country voice.
That's awesome. That's what I picture. Is there an episode you did where you sang?
Yeah, there was I couldn't tell you when, but yeah.
Someone put it in chat. I gotta go check it out.
It was about a month ago.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe
two. I
two.
think there were 2 shows where I did a Gordon Lightfoot song, and then I did a Bob Seger song.
Oh, I can see you singing all that. Yeah, for sure.
Bob Seger's good too.
I had a few cocktails about 10 days ago at a little Christmas party. They had karaoke, and I made it up there singing Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Fishing in the Dark.
Fishing in the Dark.
It was a good time. I don't have a singing voice, so I can tell you that, but I had enough drinks in me that I thought I did.
For God's sake, Steve, you get a new lighter.
I know, right? It's killing me. Somebody help.
Rubbing sticks together.
Did you get it to light? All right, she muted.
We'll send you a Zippo.
Say it again.
Roku
It's the
takes care.
For
freaking
God's sake,
wind.
we'll have to send Stevie B a Zippo. Send her a proper later.
A Zippo.
It's the wind. I still haven't got it lit. That's all right. It wasn't meant to be. That's a sign. I swear.
Yeah, I'm stepping out, you
Hey,
guys.
Miss T. Hi, Miss T. We need to get Miss T on here. She needs to hit the link. Come on and say hello.
Come on, fill my spot. I'm gonna booger out. I got my wife just showed up with some dinner. So Merry Christmas to all you guys.
Merry Christmas, Yancy. Good to see
Merry
you.
Christmas. Thanks for coming
Pleasure,
on.
Yancy. Pleasure.
See you, Derek. Always a pleasure. Stevie B, keep rocking it, Mama. Keep it going.
Always, always. Good to see you.
Peace out,
Merry
guys. See you
Christmas.
later. Merry Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
All right.
Woo.
And then there were 3.
Yeah.
Getting
No,
nailed
I
to jump
can't
on.
have 2 Irishmen on here, buddy. Sorry.
That's terrible. That's
Tried
a
that
terrible
once.
thing to say.
I tried that once. It didn't go well.
You hurt Derek's feelings there.
No, I think you hurt Nails more.
Right.
Did I just see Michael Haywood in here? Or I saw his name mentioned. Oh, where's Michael Haywood? Said we will watch. Oh, Mr. Hugh. He stood you up? Said he'd watch soft porn tonight.
Oh, dear.
This is funny. Crystal River is the Hallmark Channel movie.
Richie. Hi, Richie. I gotta say hi to Richie.
Yeah, I hope
I wish I
everything's
could
going
see
well,
Scott.
Rick.
I know. How is he feeling? I wish I could see chat or actually chat.
I don't know why you can't. You should be able to pull up chat.
It's my phone. Being on this, I don't know. There's no option on my screen, and if I touch anything, I'll end up leaving. It'll be just like hitting the red button. I tried before. The only chat option is the private chat. I don't know.
Jared, what's up, man? Am I banned yet? No, bro. Why would you be banned?
We don't ban people around here. We're not that kind of show.
No, not at all.
No.
All right, I'm gonna try again.
You just pulled up YouTube and you're sitting live on it. I'll just pull that one up.
All right.
So I can
I
see
got
the
it,
chat
that's
now
it.
too.
Did you get it?
Yep, I did. Finally. I had to turn to the side away from the wind. Now the light's in the back. Yeah, let me turn this way.
Now you got to behave tonight. Don't take over my show. What's up, now?
Oh, how are you? I don't know if you can hear.
Oh, Niall, heal, my friend.
Can't hear. Oh, there you go.
He's not speaking.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. That makes a change. I'm not speaking. Yeah.
I try and keep the man quiet, eh?
So what'd you say? You want to talk about Zippos?
Yes. Okay, I need to turn off YouTube. Just 1 sec. Yeah. Stevie, you mentioned Zippos, right? I think it was you who mentioned Zippos earlier on.
No. Somebody mentioned Zippos.
That was me who mentioned Zippos.
Man, I'm a big fan of Zippos, right? I have like 6, 7 of these things, and they're the most amazing lighter you can ever have in your. The only problem I have is going to the shop in Ireland and saying, "Can I get some lighter fluid for this Zippo?" And they're like, "What? What are you talking about? Fluid for a Zippo? What's a Zippo?" Actually, people don't know what a Zippo is anymore, and when you go to the stage, you ask for a flint, because it's almost like a religious ceremony, where where you take out the spring-loaded little thing and you pop in the new flint and you fill it full of fluid, and all of a sudden you get this, and you're like, holy shit! And they use it in every American movie. The guy who throws down the Zippo lighter to blow up the petrol station or to blow up the bad guy.
That pisses me off. It's a waste of a lighter.
Waste. I've always thought, why couldn't they use the cheap lighter to do that? They always use a Zippo.
Matches work just the same for that.
You see it flying through the air, before it hits.
I mean, it's like a waste of a Zippo. It's like Christ. Yeah. So I have Zippos. I have Zippos from Japan, Zippos from all over the world, but it's an American institution, and it's absolutely the best investment. And it's like they do have a lifetime guarantee. If something goes wrong with this thing, I can send it in a box, and they'll send me back a brand new one. So I've always somebody mentioned Zippos. I thought it was you, Stevie, but maybe not.
I was the one having a problem trying to light my cigarette.
Yeah. I think somebody else said maybe you should have a Zippo or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
No, it was me. It was me, Neil. I used to have one. I had it special engraved and everything. And then I went away to look after me more. And my flat got broke into whenever I was away, and it was sitting on the mantelpiece, and the father stole it.
Yeah. You see, you can't leave a Zippo lighter on the counter anywhere, or in somebody's house or something like that.
It'll walk away. It'll definitely walk away. Yep. No, I used to have a Zippo. I would bring it to the beach, and I'm pretty sure it's still there today somewhere. Yeah. No, because it works perfect in the wind. I mean, it's real good. Other than having one of those,
I have a few Zippos. I just don't have them with me.
That's the only reason I came on is first of all to say hello to Derek, and secondly to say that Zippo is absolutely the best lighter you can ever get in the world. So that
I like finding them at like flea markets and
old ones, yard sales and flea markets. You always find them in the jewelry box with all the old, left behind stuff.
Yeah, it's incredible. There is a kind of another brand called Star, which are very similar to but they're made in Indonesia or something like that. But the thing is, they're like a slightly less. I mean, minuscule. So if you take a star lighter, it's almost identical to a Zippo lighter, except if you take it out and put it in the case of a Zippo, it won't fit because it's just slightly too short. So and they go for like $5 or $10, or something like that. If you go to a market or something like that, but they look really cool. They have all the skulls on them. They have the embossed stuff on them. But they don't last as long. So, but Zippo, so I've never denied that a Zippo, it's like every time I see a movie when somebody is throwing a Zippo away, like it's nothing. It's like
no.
Digger Dog, how are you?
Do you know how expensive those goddamn things are? I mean, they must be like $40 or so, aren't they? Something like that.
Oh, they get expensive. Because there's anniversary editions, there's special editions, there's all these, there's people that just collect Zippos.
Yeah, like me. But it's taken me 10 years to collect 7, and it probably cost me about $1,000 because I went for band Zippos and stuff like that, and especially embossed band Zippos and all this kind of stuff, and stuff from Japan. But I mean, they're excellent. And if I lost one of them, I would be devastated. Anyway, how are you doing, Derek?
Aye, all good here now. I was up in Derry there on Saturday and Sunday.
I was listening to you. Yeah.
I had, finished the Christmas shopping, had a great day out, and I have to say now that the town's done themselves proud. They've lovely decorations and all out, especially in Shipkey Street. Because that's come. Have you been there? It's coming up the hill.
Yes.
But they have the lights from left to right and up and down the street, and they're sort of running in pulses, and it looks brilliant. But I went, as I say, we went round the town on Saturday and did what we had to do, and then I was getting the bus back home on Sunday, and see the difference in the amount of crowds of people that was out. My goodness, you would but I guess I'm glad we're not going out this week. If the crowds are anything to go by.
Well, it's a kind of a good thing to bring up at the moment is how does everyone feel about COVID these days? We have 2 Irish guys and 2
I'm not
Americans.
talking about it here.
Yeah,
talk about
that's not something you could talk about.
Okay,
Definitely.
grand.
The unnamed virus of unspecified origin, we have to call it according to the critical drinker. No, well, whenever we were going into places, we had to show our passports. Well, actually, we could turn from the first place because we were going to go to Nando's, and I didn't have photo ID. And God love her, poor young girl, 18, 19 years of age, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It's not easy.
I'm hearing a feedback from somewhere. I'm not sure who's it's coming from.
And God love the poor wee girl. She had to turn me old enough to be her father and say, "I'm very sorry, you can't come in because you don't have photographic ID." And I'm like, "Well, I don't actually carry my passport or driving license about with me." So then we sneaked over. But the girl I was with, Naomi, she works for the National Health, so she had a ID. And we went over to the other place across the road, and I says, "You go first." So she pulled out her ID, and I did the old trick of pulling something out and holding my finger over where the photo should be. But the wee girl in that place, she knew the score, and she says, "No problem." She says, "I don't need to see your ID." She says, "I just need you to produce it." That was the way they got around it and took us up. But because it was a bar as such. And she says, "Look," and when it was 4 o'clock, and took us up, gave us a table, and I says, "Look, we're sorry, we have to ask you, can you leave by 6 o'clock or else go down to the actual bar and drink it?" We were like, "No problem." She brought the stuff out, and dinner was brilliant. It was a good day out, like, I have to say.
So, Moog, where do you want this conversation to go?
I'm. Which one? I mean, I have no preference on what you guys talk about. Just not COVID, not guns, not certain things we shouldn't talk about.
I'm just looking at the chat here, and the Bat Mom is saying she only understands every fourth word I say, so I'm going to have to talk even slower.
Well, Derek is
Every
from the
fourth
north
word
of
and make
Ireland,
my own
so
story.
Derek is from the north of Ireland, which is very close to the north of Scotland. So the Scots and the Northern Irish have a very the dialect is hard for some people to understand. Of course, it's not hard for me, but it's much more musical, which
You
were
talk fast as well. That's the problem.
Yeah. And from the south, we kind of have I don't know, a semi-English accent, I suppose, from all those colonizations during the years. So we have an accent which is much more sort of refined, whereas Derek has an accent that's a real accent. It's a real accent.
Murray says all we need now is a Scotsman and a Pommy.
And Mr. Lee, 3 people saying, sing, Derek. No, don't. And the Bat Mom saying, I love Derek. Thanks very much, Bat Mom, for all my crazy chat. Hey? No, I was hoping, as I was saying there just before you jumped on, we had 2 firework displays booked, but one of them got cancelled. And we were hoping to stay over in Galway for the night, but I'm guessing that's kicked out the window now.
Well,
just be one and done.
I could have met you because I live in Galway. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's just.
No, I love Galway. It's George. George that runs the electronics shops. He's still going.
Oh, sure. I wouldn't know. Galway is a fairly big city. So I don't know George personally. I'm sure.
If you said yeah, I would have shit. I would have been like, damn. This is a small island.
First time I went down.
I mean, we are an island, but we're not that small. We're not like, hey, there's George. Hey, George.
I swear to God, Daniel, no George if you knew him.
I'm sure he would.
Place we were staying.
He'd probably say,
first time we went down.
You're that asshole from the Mogulon channel. Yeah, get off. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. No, we're not that small. We're not that small.
No, the place we stayed in was, they did, what do we call it? University accommodation through the year, and holiday accommodation on the off seasons, and it was a lovely place. Secure car park underneath everything, and the way the wee room was, it had was like a sort of nearly balcony, and there was this electronics shop, and I mean there was a row of old style houses, 2 up, 2 downs. And in the middle of it was this old shop, electronics shop. And this guy, George, he was fixing washing machines and, doing all that. They were coming steady. And every night we would take a couple of drinks before we went down the town. Because we used to drink at the King's Head. You probably know the King's Head in LA.
I do know the King's Head, actually. I do.
And so that was grand. So we'd seen George, and we thought George was just running this wee business out of this wee small shop. And one of the days, me and Paul were down the town, we were walking around, and there's this 2-story electronics shop. Obviously, it was son was running it, with everything in it. And I looked at Paul, and Paul looked at me, and we were thinking, that's why George doesn't give a damn. He's actually worth a fortune. He's running one of the biggest shops down the town.
It's the way it is.
But he's fixing washing machines in his part time.
Yeah. It's the way it is in this country. We're very kind of eclectic like that. We're very eclectic, and we kind of introduce people into. In fact, a lot of people think that we're very racist society in Ireland, but we're the opposite.
Racist now, fella.
The opposite.
Should we all be invested in this old racism?
It's like we're actually so invested in not knowing who we are ourselves that we actually welcome new people into our country. But we also have the Irish are racist, because they'll call you this and they'll call you that. Yeah, that's an 18-year-old asshole on a bus, who's drunk and he'll say something nasty to a black woman or something like that. But in general, we're just
No, that's a very welcome country.
A very welcoming
No,
country.
I was going to say about the King's Head. What we used to do is, whenever you go in the door now, on your left-hand side, there's a table, seats about 6. Me and Paul used to always sit there because we knew, we were only taking 2 seats, but other people would come in and say, can we sit down and chat, or sit down with you? And then you got to chat and meet other people. And the best thing to that table is you could,
way to do it.
You could see the street as well, and then you could see the bar, so you could see everything that was going on.
Since we're on to drinking stories, I used to do the opposite, Derek. I would go because I used to drink in Brussels, which is a big heavy metal bar in Dublin, right? Back in the day. And it was down in a cellar, and this place was lethal to get into because there was 3 bars. Do you know Brussels in Dublin, Derek?
I'm not sure, no.
Yeah, it has the statue of Philip Lynott outside. Anyway.
Right, I know what you mean.
So, there was like 3 floors to this bar. There was like, you walked into the front door. That was for the tourists. That's where they would play the traditional Irish music. I'm Irish and I'm folkish and everything's grand. The leprechauns are running around and the Americans and everyone would congregate and drink Guinness in the first level. And then on the second level was kind of a disco level where all the young people would go. But on the third level was like the basement level, and that was the metal bar. But it was lethal to get down to because, you would arrive and there'd be a big Polish guy who's like, 6'7" and, built like a brick, shithouse. And he would say, oh, yeah, if he recognized you, say, yeah, you go. Okay, no, you stop. No, you can't go. You go. And you had to go down through these spiral set of stairs, which are made of stone. And bearing in mind, a lot of people were probably spilling drink, on, and it might be raining. So it was lethal. So there was people falling down the stairs, and it was like a crazy environment. But if you made it down the stairs, you got into the heavy metal cellar, right, which was all full of skulls, and it was all dark and like a dungeon. But it was really cool because then you got to see the real children of the night, right? So you go, oh, how you doing? You recognize that guy from last week or whatever, and you say, oh yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah. You made it down the stairs, and I remember one very funny. I don't know, Mo. Do you ever see Spinal Tap, the movie? Yeah. And there's one famous scene where they say, hello, they're doing a tour of USA and they can't find their way onto the stage. And I don't know what, I think it was Cincinnati or something like that, and said, hello, Cincinnati. And, they'd open the door and there'd be nothing there. And eventually this guy said, no, the stage is over there. They'd be like, oh, it's kind of a spoof documentary, kind of musical kind of thing. But it was a bit like that, if you make it down the stairs to this heavy metal bar, it'd be like, there was a Harley Davidson in the corner. There was a pool table, which nobody used because it was lethal if you had any balls on it, So it was just, and it was just like.
When I was like 21, 22, 23, I bounced at a heavy metal biker bar.
Yeah, oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And some of the most lethal people you could ever meet. I mean, you look at them twice and they'd be like, but as soon as you say, hello, how you doing? What's the story? They'd be like, oh, that's cool. And it was like one of those places, like, and then at about 6:00 in the morning, eventually the lights would turn on and everyone would be like, what? And, but everyone would leave very peacefully, at the end of the night. But the place was destroyed every night, destroyed with broken glass and, and people, and the toilets were like, 4.5 foot tall. So you'd have to go in like this, It was
Sounds like Joanna's in Southsea in Portsmouth. I was in there whenever I was in the Navy, and it was a terrible place. And it
a
was
terrible place.
built into a block of buildings, and there was two other nightclubs either side of it, and they were like posh. And you used to come up to Joanna's, and there'd be a bouncer standing outside, and they'd say, "Come on in here, mate. Only £3, not a problem, not a problem. No queue, no queue." And you went up the stairs, and the thing was, Joanna's had carpet. And as soon as you hit the front door, your feet started to stick because the place was that dirty. You know what I mean? And they had a palm tree and a big basin in the middle of the dance floor. And people didn't take the time to go to the toilet, man. And they just pissed in the palm tree. And eventually there was that palm tree got that heavy, it fell through into the place before or down below.
It's true.
And the toilets didn't have the name on the door, for guys or girls or whatever. You just took your chance. Because the first time I was there, I walked in, and pierced belly buttons was all the rage at the time. So I walked in, and there was all these fat ladies with pierced belly buttons looking at me as if to say, "What are you doing in here?" I was like, "Sorry, girls, wrong room." But there was one night we were in there, and there was a guy came in with an artificial leg, and his artificial leg got stolen. God love him. He was hopping about looking for the leg.
Hysterical stories. What I was telling you about Spinal Tap, the movie, it was one day I was down at the bar. No, Mo, just before you want to change the subject, because I know you do, but this is classic. He decided to bring his new bride down to Brussels because this guy was a metalhead, right? And I was outside having a cigarette, and this limo pulled up, and they were both, pretty hammered at this stage. But the guy came out in the tuxedo with the long hair, and he brought his new bride with him in the long white dress and said, "We're going to Brussels, right?" And as soon as they got on the stairs, and the guy said, "Oh yeah," the Polish guy, he said, "Oh yes, come in, yeah, walk down, yeah, welcome." As soon as your man walked down the stairs, and the bride slipped, of course, and her shoes came off, and she tumbled down the stairs in a white wedding dress into a heavy metal basement bar. It was the most hysterical thing I've ever seen. And you know what she did? She actually tore off the rest of her dress and said, "Fuck this. Yeah, it doesn't matter." Yeah, and she threw her wedding dress, half her wedding dress across the room, and it was just hysterical. Good days. I kind of miss bars like that. They're kind of classic bars, you
don't get bars like that nowadays.
You don't get bars like that nowadays. But I had fun in them at the time.
Miss Dill, how are you? Good to see you. Annette, welcome. Who else? It's Mr. Hugh, John Hall. I think I already said hi to you. Yeah, when I was Chopper One, what's up? When I was younger, I always wanted to own a bar. And then later on, I was like, no, I don't want to own a bar. It sounds cool, but then you realize after you've spent most of your life in one of them, or 100 of them, yeah, I don't want to own a bar.
No, it's a hard life running a bar, especially nowadays.
Yeah, it's too much liability.
But I always had this fantasy of driving Route 66. Isn't that the route that goes from east to west?
Yeah.
Driving through Arizona and pulling up into some really run down bar. There's like 10 Harley Davidson motorcycles outside, and go, you know what? Yeah, well, I have no money. I have nothing to do. I might be killed in the next few minutes, but I'll just take my chance. I would love to go into one of those Arizona bars beside a gas station, in the middle of nowhere, and just see what happens. It's such for Irish people, it's kind of a mysterious kind of journey,
Sure.
It's a mysterious journey.
Mysterious for some Americans too. Bat Mom says Route 66 was lame.
Mm.
Well, thanks for the spoiler alert. No, Arizona's got some pretty cool bars. There are some bars that are in the middle of nowhere. Like you have to get directions on just how to get there, and you're on a dirt road, and you're going up a mountain. There's bars.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You just don't know. Yeah.
Then you got there's a town called Cave Creek in Arizona that they have some good biker bars over there. Or Prescott has Whiskey Row. There's tons of bars over there. There's some old classic, like historical bars. Where I was living in Cottonwood, which is just southwest of Sedona. When you're in Cottonwood, you can look on Mingus Mountain, and there's a town up there called Jerome. It's an old mining town, and they have this one bar called the Spirit Room that is just, it's 100 years old or however old it is, and it's all original, and it's just amazing. I appreciate those kind of bars.
Absolutely. And Irish bars, especially rural Irish bars, they tend to be the kind of places you walk into and everyone turns their head and looks, and kind of everything goes quiet. That might have been something you've seen in the movies, but that actually happens in rural pubs.
Oh, that definitely happens.
Like, oh shit, especially if you look like me, the first thing I say, where's your bike? I don't have a bike, No, I just arrived by the bus or whatever, I got dropped off. But it's funny, that's a kind of a natural way to introduce yourself, That's why I love those kind of old bars and distinctive bars, because people do turn and look at you. And all you have to say is hello. How are you? How's it going?
Brown Dwarf hit it on the head. There's saloons.
Saloons, exactly.
Out here. Yeah.
Except without the 6 guns,
but like I say,
and the Winchester rifles,
I've been in a few bars that had the guns, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe bars as shebeens perhaps would be a better term for it.
Wow, yeah.
What's up, Rasta Locks? Good to see you.
No, I remember coming back from home one night, and it was a Sunday, and I was hanging for a drink, and I pulled into this wee village, and there literally wasn't even a shop. There was just the bar. Went into the bar, and I thought, right, I'll take my book in with me, so if nobody talks to me, I'll be able to read. Set the book down on the table, went up to the bar, and as Niall says, it was literally everyone was looking at you. So I ordered a pint, and the barman, and he named some extortionate price. So I handed him a tenner anyway, but he gave me the change for what that should have been. And then they did the usual, find out who you are or where you're from and all that carry on. And see, by the end of the night, they'd sent down to the Chinese at the wee town, a couple of miles away, and they were sharing their chicken wings and all with me. You know what I mean? That's how it goes sometimes here.
That's how it goes, and it's actually quite a beautiful thing, when you experience that. I've often spent time in small bars because I'm an artist. I don't mean like I'm an artist, a great artist, but I'm an artist. That's what I do. So I always kind of look on these things as experiences. So if I go into a bar and there's a guy who's stinking of cow manure sitting at the bar, and he's wearing a pair of welly boots, and he's like, he looks about 85, but he's probably only 55. He's worn out, and he's tired, and by his fingers.
Irish farmer just.
Yeah. By his fingers that they're worn to the knob, and the fingernails are long, and there's this black muck underneath them, and he's drinking a pint of Guinness at the bar, right? I'm like, this is a guy I want to say hello to, right? And even though
he's got a story,
completely opposite to me in every respect, but I ask him, yeah, you're a farmer, obviously. So, and he says, oh, I am. I am, yeah. And hard day. You know, sure, it's always a fucking hard day. It's always a hard day. And how are you feeling at the moment? You look a bit depressed. Oh no, I'm not depressed. I'm just thinking. This is, this is the way Irish people talk to each other in rural pubs. And what might you be thinking about? Well, I'm kind of glad you asked me that question, because I was just thinking to myself about what I was thinking about. And I'm glad that you asked that question, because it was exactly what I was thinking about, which is like a really profound thing that Irish people in, especially farmers in rural Ireland will say to you. And he says, I have two sons, he said, and one of them is in Australia and the other is living with me. And he won't take over the land. He won't take over the land. And sure, I'm going to die soon. I might just die when I leave this place. But he won't do it. He won't fucking do it. He won't take over the land. And, this is like really profound in this country, the connection to the land in rural Ireland, in the more remote pubs, but they still speak Gaelic. And I says, well, maybe that's not his fault. Maybe he just wants to do something else. It's the land. It's the land. It's his land. If I depart without this land being taken care of, what's going to happen? Well, it'll be sold, I suppose, and it'll be kind of regenerated into another person's land, or it'll be taken over by a landowner. I says, they've offered me lots of money for this land, but I won't sell. I won't sell, because I'm waiting for that little fucker. And that's what he, sorry for the language, but that's what he called me. And his son was like, this guy was, as it turned out, he was about 75. So his son was like maybe 40, That little fucker won't take over the land. He just won't fucking do it. And the wife, she's a waste of space. Sure, I might as well stay here and just have another pint, And this is from a man who's well into his 70s. But, and the stories he told me, I won't go into it now, but the stories he told me about, about what he had to go through to keep the land alive and keep the whole aspect of the land alive, and what it means to them. And that kind of ties into the mythology of Irish culture, which is very much tied into the land. We call it in Ireland, we call it the stomach of the land. The stomach. It's our stomach. It's like our little kind of stomach, where all the mythology grows from, So, and I could see that in that man's face, and I'm like, because being an artist, I was like, well, the inspiration for that was very profound. So I went on that night. I drew a couple of things about somebody digging his own grave and just kind of standing, with a spade, and he's digging his own grave, and there's nobody around, and he's totally lost, and he's lonely, and and despairing with these kind of worn down fingers, and so I like bars like that, so you get to meet real characters. I
have a similar story. Like, I spent a lot of time in Ballycastle because my friend Paul lives there, and there's a bar in the main street in Ballycastle, the Central Bar. Would be the big bar in the town. And Philip that owns it, he had to sell it recently. He gave his son a chance, and his son was running the place into the ground. And Philip and Philip's wife had to step in and take over again and redo it. But they just got too old and they couldn't run it. And as I say, they tried with the son. The son couldn't do it. They tried with the other children. They weren't interested. And they ended up, they had to sell it to some consortium from the mainland.
It's a shame when, the family loses interest. Like, you expect it.
And the first thing they did whenever the other people took it over was they painted some hideous color of pink on the outside. And you're walking down, a normal Irish street nail.
Yes.
And you're walking down, and then you see this pink monstrosity in the middle of the street, like, and you're thinking, what the hell is going on here? But what can you do?
Yeah, but it's a hard life. It's a hard life owning a pub or owning land or being responsible for it. It's not for everybody, you know. And handing these things down through generations, you know, there's going to be lots of people who are like, no, that's not for me. You know, I'd rather go off and do this or do that or whatever. So, you know, but it is kind of sad. It does bring up a kind of sadness about a way of life that is slowly
it's an ending. Yeah.
It's slowly dissipating through generations. I mean, especially this generation, the current generation. Can you imagine saying to an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old, listen, would you mind taking over the land? I'm going to die soon, so you're responsible for the cows and the sheep, and you know, they'd be like, what? You know, no way. You know, it's
Look after the beasts.
yeah.
Tell me about it.
You just sell it
No,
on.
There's a bar down the town called the Crown
Mhm.
Bar. Clerk
Mhm.
McLaughlin's ran it since he was a young man. And like Clerk's, good Lord, Clerk must be pushing 70 now, maybe more. And he stepped back. He closed it for a while. But then, you know the way it works with the license? You have to open it, or otherwise you lose the license. And he put his son in, you know, to run it. And don't get me wrong, the bar is still there and all that, but it's just not the same.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You go in and it's full of young fellas. Well, not even full. There's about 6 young fellas standing around the pool table.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's not the same. No, it's not the same. But you know, that's, you know, we're not going to mention the C word, but that's even before that. You know, it's like that was dying off. You know, those kind of bars and stuff like that. You know,
no, it's all out the window. There's no way now. You would used to be you would have went down the town, done your business, and you'd have called in for a pint on your way home. But that whole culture's gone now.
which is a shame. I think it's a shame. I don't know what you think, Mo.
No, I think it is a shame because, you know, it happens here as well. You know, farmers have been, you know, farming the same land for generations, and now all of a sudden, like, the younger generations aren't interested. So it is sad to see a way of life, you know, go to the wayside.
But it's not necessarily the generation's fault. They're not, you know, they know nothing about it. It's too.
They took no interest in it.
Yeah, it's like
Just different lifestyle.
Yeah.
I see Jukes in the chat. Does he want to jump on?
It's up to him.
Challenge accepted. Yeah.
Ghost Dragon ZW, what's up?
Yeah, this is cool.
Duke, how's it going? What do we got left? Almost 15 minutes left.
We can ramble for 15 minutes. Just you sit there, monks. Me and Niall will chat to each other, and you'll be grand. We'll fill in your last 15 minutes.
Yeah. But I will keep putting the link in chat if anybody else wants to pop on. Oops.
Yeah, I was sorry to see Stevie B go because she looked like an interesting person, but then she went. You know, so you can't control these things. Yeah.
Oh, she lost signal.
No, she lost signal.
No, we'll get Stevie on for the Christmas show. Don't worry about that. No, it's always good to hear from Stevie.
Yeah. She seemed like a very, very kind of spiritual kind of person. Somebody I would have enjoyed speaking with. But yeah, look, two Irish guys. You know, we can end the show whenever you want.
What's the worst that could happen?
Don't ever say that.
But mind you, there might be people who are watching the show tonight and say, you know what? This is really interesting. Those two Irish guys were like talking, what the hell are they talking about? Bars and the land and fields and cows and sheep and you know, who knows? Some people might think that is interesting. Who knows? you know, without getting into
You
any
can only
esoteric stuff.
try.
Yeah,
You can only try. That's all
you
there
can
is
only
to it.
try, you know.
Oh, I appreciate it. You know, you guys
c-
coming on and
cultural
sharing.
cultural clashing, you know, is kind of interesting. You know, it's kind of interesting. You get some interesting results.
Stevie said earlier she went into an Irish bar in Manhattan. That's it. No story.
Fucking
Just,
happened.
Well, there is no story. If you go into an Irish bar in Manhattan, you won't get out. You know, it's like, you
and
know,
it's probably
hey!
called McSorley's.
Because it's full
Go
of
to an Irish bar in Ireland, but
it's full of Irish
and
people.
it'll
You
be a
know, it's
different
like,
story.
hey, we're Irish and we're in, you know, Manhattan. You know, and all the Americans are like, what's wrong with these people? We're Irish. We're here. You know, we're going to take over the place. You know. It's like, I mean, there's an Irish bar in every continent. You know, you can go into
I've been
like
to a few Irish bars.
Mozambique or somewhere like that, and you know, there'll be an Irish bar with little shamrock. You know, and there'll be some guy
There's
trying to.
Irish bars and there's Irish bars. You know,
It's
a proper
classic.
bar in Ireland is a different story.
Yeah. But those days are sadly over.
Crow Creek says, easy on those sheep now.
I just seen that one. Well, you knew the old story about the guy coming over the Glen Shane Pass and had he stopped to go to the toilet. He goes over to the fence and he's doing a wee. He looks over and there's a gentleman bent over behind the sheep in the field. And the man didn't know what to say. So he says, "Are you shearing?" And the boy says, "No, you have to catch your own."
Yeah, nobody else will get that joke. Oh my god!
What?
I can see question marks everywhere. What the hell was that? Yeah.
I heard, "Are you shearing?" But that's as far as I got it.
Yeah.
Hear the punchline.
Hi, are you shearing? No, you have to catch your own.
Oh, shearing and sharing. Gotcha. Gotta catch your own.
Yeah, it's the accent. It's,
Now I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm trying to be polite, so I don't.
I'm just watching the chat now.
By the way, did you put me on private chat, Mark? I think I'm on private chat. In other words, I can't talk in the comments either.
No, I can hear you. You're all right.
When you're on StreamYard, guests can't comment. They can see this.
Okay.
They can't comment.
No, yeah, I can't see the comments for some reason. Oh, I can see a few of them. Yeah, most people.
No, I'm running. The way I do it, I'm talking on the phone and watching the chat on the PlayStation. You know, I'm using YouTube and the PlayStation to see the chat.
Okay, I will last. There's about 10 minutes left, Mog. So I'm going to tell you a story. All right, is that okay with you?
Go for it.
My best friend in the world is from Tennessee. Okay? He's a member of the Shawnee tribe, and we speak every day. And I had this dream about somebody I worked with 20 years ago. And I woke up and I was working in this place, and he led me out, and we had to climb over loads of barbed wire. To make a long story short, I said I have to call him about this. I won't mention his name. And he's a metal welder in Oaksville, just outside near Nashville. And I said, listen, this is driving me crazy. I've been thinking about this guy for 20 years, and we lost touch, and I've tried to get in touch with him, and I had this dream about him last night. What does it mean? And he explained all that to me. He explained why we were climbing over barbed wire fences, because we used to work in an industrial complex together and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, my best friend is American. He's and Native American at that. And I love the guy, you know. So maybe it didn't last 10 minutes, but 2 or 3 minutes. But some perspective there is kind of interesting, because I love the American influence on my life, you know, because through music, through joining various groups. The most intelligent people I've ever met in my life are Americans. They're a select group. They don't always get the Irish humor or cultural sensibilities. From my point of view, I've learned so much from American people, and in this case, from a Native American person who speaks about the earth and the stones, and he's my best friend. Without him, I would probably, I don't know what I would do. I find it very hard to get through this time of year, but he's there for me, and he'd call me up and say on Facebook and say, "No, you doing okay?" "Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, well, I'm a bit pissed off about this, that, and the other." And I said to him today, "What do you think about this dream about this old friend?" And he kind of explained it in terms, listen, you have nothing to worry about. You're carrying around some old guilt or whatever, but you just have to let it go, brother. And it's just amazing, so I do love American people. I love the way all of these cultures kind of collide together, and they've
We are a melting pot.
we're a melting pot of and sometimes I can say, well, there are certain people that annoy me or whatever, but to be honest, I'm in the minority here, because American people are awesome, and they have lots of different things to say, and lots of different ways of looking at life, and I appreciate it. So I just wanted to throw it out there, for anybody who thought I was,
Anti-American?
yeah.
No.
Same here. I love the Americans. I must say too, I just seen Mrs. T in the chat saying something about, well, I'd be doing something in the morning. Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. T, it is morning here, and don't worry, I'll be fine. As the saying goes.
We also tend to be insomniacs, in case you haven't noticed.
Hey, in case you haven't realized, sleep 2 hours a night.
Yeah, this is Lucy, Mr. Lee.
Chat your brains out. Aye, Mr. Lee, are you coming on for Christmas, son? Now, this is the thing. We have to try and get Mr. Lee 3PO to appear on the channel.
Yeah.
We have to pressure him as much as we can.
Yeah.
So
how long we've been trying to do this? Pressure, Mr. Lee. He just doesn't cave to pressure. But yeah, well, I don't know. I'd love to say, yeah, next week we're going to have Mr. Lee on. That's up to Mr. Lee.
Rich Evans, Die Hard is a Christian movie. I don't know if it's a Christian movie, but it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a. I think he should have. I don't think he meant to put Christian movie.
And Crow Creek Cryptids is asking for an extra hour, Mugs.
Yeah.
You're going to do an extra hour?
Tony, you going to come on? No, we're not doing an extra hour.
Well,
I have to be up early.
Count down to the last few minutes and
get Stevie to work in the morning.
Yeah, no worries.
God, Laura.
My dogs are pestering me. What's the matter with you girls? Bruce Willis says it's not, but it is. Oh, a Christmas movie? Sure it is.
Okay, guys.
You want to head now? See you later, son.
Yeah. There's no point in hanging around for somebody. I would love to get into some esoteric topics, but there's nobody around. So unless Mark wants to introduce something, but at this stage, we're a couple of hours into the show.
Start your own channel now.
Yeah.
No, that's true enough. You really should. I mean, they give as Mog said before, you have the gift of the gab. You obviously have the
Sure.
setup. You might as well.
Yeah. I
Straight
thought about it, but you know, it requires a commitment, which I'm not sure I'm willing to give. You know, because you
All you have
start
to do
these
is a
things.
couple of nights a week.
You know, you might like, oh, well, I'll go on Monday and Wednesday, and then Wednesday comes around and it's like, oh shit, I don't want to do that today. You know, it's like, and then all of a sudden,
It is a commitment, though.
yeah, it is a commitment, you know. And then
So.
you have to, you know, you have to be, you know, I know an awful lot about heavy metal music, for example, enough to fill an encyclopedia. But there's lots of other heavy metal channels out there, you know. And you're going to get some guy who's from Brazil or, you know, Spain or somewhere is going to argue with the latest Iron Maiden album or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? You know, I'm not really I want to talk about music, but I don't really want to talk about Iron Maiden. You know, I want to talk about some of the more, you know, progressive bands and some of the more modern bands and the contemporary scene and, you know, what's happening in Scandinavia. And then, you know, everyone's like, hello, I'm from here, I'm from there. You know, you know nothing. You're a dickhead. You know, it's like, oh, shit. Or, you know. So what do you want to talk about? UFOs, aliens, Christ, Jesus?
Who, me
you know,
now?
Satan? You know, it's like no. I'm just kind of throwing that out there as a channel because I can talk about all these things, but you know,
that will be an hour and a half in its own chatting about them things. No, you should jump on with Cornell. He's into the music too.
Yeah, but music is probably something that I'm very familiar with. You know, but it's not just about, you know, hey, Black Sabbath are great. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's talk about the different eras of Black Sabbath. Let's talk about this and that, and let's really get into it. You know, that's what I'm into.
No, well, I remember a few years ago, my daughter Maddie. Well, she's 19 now, but she wasn't 19 at the time, obviously. But she walked in and she had this, you know, these iPad things, and she says, "Daddy, what do you hear this? I found this brilliant song." And she put on Belinda Carlisle, "Heaven Is a Place on Earth." And I turned around there and I says, "Maddie, I remember that whenever it was first in the church."
Yeah. And that's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. That's over 30 years now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Listen, guys, I'll let you go. All right.
All right.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later now. Take it easy.
Take care.
Hey, don't see you before then. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, brother.
All right. Take care. Well, Derek.
And then there were two. It's that time of night. Christmas show on Thursday.
That'll be a show. Well, I don't know how much of a Christmas show
on Thursday. Commit. Go ahead and commit. Right. If you're doing the Christmas show, I'll jump on. As long as you don't have a sensible guest, as opposed to a drunk Irishman.
All right. Well,
and I'll do like Niall now, and I'll jump, and I'll see you on Thursday. And
all right.
Hail to everybody in the chat. All right. Take it easy.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
If I don't see you Thursday, Merry Christmas.
You too, brother. Merry Christmas. Right. Happy New Year.
All right. You too. All right. Good night. Well, that was one of those shows where you just go, No, I want to thank those guys for coming on. You know, it was the last time they were on, it was a little controversial, or, you know, people didn't appreciate it, and I get it, but you know, they're willing to come on and share their stories. I wish some other people would too, like Mr. Lee. Pussy. Well, it's been a while since I called you a pussy, Mr. Lee, but you're earning it. Harold Denton, what's up? See, Christina, you did. You missed everything. So, yeah, I will be back on Thursday. If I do not see you guys then, Merry Christmas to everybody who I don't, you know, I don't see then. And, you know, following week we'll do it again. But I will be here Thursday. So hopefully you guys will be here. If you enjoyed the show, please hit the like button, below. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. And also, if you do subscribe, hit that notification button so you'll know when I'm live. And if you guys are so inclined, if you want to help support the channel, you can go to the PayPal link. It's in the banner above in the lower right-hand corner. And also, I'll put it in the description. But it's up to you. I appreciate it. And I'll see you Thursday. And peace and God bless, everybody. Good night.